Hi folks, Dan and Bob here, back in Vembre Park with the third of the arid animals in the most recent release, Scelidosaurus. This time we're going to be doing a bit of a tour video because I got so involved building this for these guys and the entrance to their part of the park that I forgot to record stuff. Well, you know, I'm really more of a builder than I am a videographer. So here we go. This is a new section of the park. As you remember, we have the animals segregated by where the fossils are found. So we're in Europe now with our entrance to the Europe area, and we're going to take a look at that before we go see our animal. So we have a little sign and some topiary and an old Barbican style gate. Go between that, and we've got building to either side. On the left we've got a timber frame, and in there I've got merchandise shops and non-public entry into the tower to get upstairs to that crossover between the towers. And on the right, a stone building with some ivy on it, and that would normally be an information building, and I've got a counter in there to get guests in there. A lot of empty space there right now. Haven't built on that because I've been building for our Scelidosaurus. So we're going to go into smaller paths off the main one, and we're going to, well, left, right, right. No, left, yes. And past a sign to tell us what animal we're going to go see. And it's sunset time, I think, as opposed to dawn. We got one right there. Just like the other two animals in this pack, all three skins are great. Cindy Rayo really knocked them out of the park on all of these animals. She just seems to get better and better, which is fine by me. But she deserves all the props you can give her for the skin she turns out. This is an animal that was one of the first dinosaurs to be described. I think he's usually like 4 of the Holy Trinity that launched Dinosauria. But it's also the most complete animal that was found at that time. It was an extremely hard rock matrix, and much of it was only prepared in like the last 10 years. So like 100 years later, something like that, more than 100 years since its discovery. These guys are just fun to watch. They've got a good suite of behaviors right now, presumably more to come. And the Thyreophorians, which is great. I love Thyreophorians. And wish we had more of them in the game. They certainly show a lot more variety with their basic look than the carnivores tend to. So on the left and the back side here, we've got a restroom area. I'm going to come back around and we'll take the path over to the other viewing point. So it's a little bit of a nature trail, a little up and downing and zigging and zagging, and another way out on the left there to the main path, and another loop so people can come down to see the animals and their waterfall. And it's just, I don't know, the light for this and the way the plants played out for me on this one, it's just pretty. It's got a lot of primitive landscape vibe going for it. And the animals just kind of spend a lot of their time trundling along in it, having a Thyreophorian happy time, disappearing into the, I think that's horsetails again, or is it papyrus? I'm squinting at my little screen here. You probably can see it better than I can. So there's a little cave area here for our guests to get out of the sun or the rain, and it goes back around. Oh, but first we'll take a look at that. I probably need to get benches and trash cans out here, and the usual paraphernalia of having guests. And So back out to that loop, and we'll be filling that empty space. Got at least 2-3 more animals we can do from Europe. And we're going to finish this tour by heading back out. I did make some custom pole lanterns for this entry area. A lot of different variations on the round column, and then stick that floor lantern from the new set of modular pieces on top. So here comes a guest. She's going to have a good time. Okay, well, we've got an aerial shot to give you an idea of how the layout works. You can see the two different viewing paths. You can see the gateway to the area proper. And you see the waterfall mountain. The animals have space behind there that they can move through. And they have a small care building down there in the lower left. And there will be, access roads for them later. So we moved to the cinematics, and there's no animals really in this shot. I just thought the lighting was great, and the landscape just felt really good, and it was just pretty. So you get to see what I think looks like a nice nature shot for a dinosaur era. I'm sure the paleobotanists out there know more about it than I do and will tell me there are things that are wrong with it, but it certainly does seem to be giving a nice vibe. So we'll move on to watching our animals do their thing for a little bit. I know they're out there. Where are they? I don't know if the noise is getting picked up by the microphone, but we've got some construction going on the street. There's one of the guys. And going to go wading into the pond by the waterfall. And he was just doing his vibe and thing, cruising around. And I thought that was cool. And so I started following him. And he decided to give me a good show here of a sort of nature documentary kind of show as he's wading through. And I changed my angle just in time to catch this other guy coming in from the right, who was in a bit more of a hurry. These animals go bipedal when they run in the game, which apparently the real animals were capable of doing. So they look a little bit like a Chinese pangolin, which also runs bipedally, despite being an armored quadruped most of the time. And something hung up. I think I inadvertently hit the space bar and froze things. Sorry about that. Anyway, so this little guy is going to go up and follow the path that the runner went and disappear behind the rocks himself. Anyway, back to the pond area. I saw these guys coming in. I thought, must be chow time. They're all going to come in and eat. And that'll make a great shot. And he comes up, gets to the thing. The other one's getting to the tray too. And, we'll just keep walking through it. Yeah. Where's that Thyreophorian Union rep? I think I want to lodge a complaint. Yeah, sure. Turn your back on me. Anyway, eventually we do have a couple of them come up to eat. And here comes one back from the other side of the rocks. So I decided to see if I could get the entire cruise in. They're all a little bit backlit because of the time of day, right past that volcano in the distance with the clouds rising above it. So not the brightest lit one. Oh, almost caught that one rolling. But it's almost like he saw us turning the camera in his direction, stopped and stared at us. These guys also do the cat loaf thing. They just fold their little legs up underneath them when they lie down. And justifiable on these guys, I guess, because they got all those scoots and ossicles to protect them, but less of that on their legs. Up, we're going to stand up. Little spy hopping thing is another new behavior for these guys. There we go. Yeah. I thought that was a good shot to end on with this guy surveying his new domain. So that's pretty much it for Dino Bob this week. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you're desirous of not missing out what I'm doing, and I'll see you all in another video. So until then, be kind, take care of each other, and don't let the rough stuff get you down. Bye now.